Tonight, Showbiz Tonight is bringing you dramatic revelations about the rescue of the 87-year-old TV legend after a horrific moment on an LA freeway that left him trapped in his burning Jaguar when it burst into flames. That is, until this guy came to the rescue. Jason Pennington, who's with us tonight from Hollywood with his wife Kimberly, who was with Jason at the time, and it is a pleasure to have you both here tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So, Jason, let's flash back for a moment. I want you to take me to that moment. You're driving down the freeway, you see this crash, you see what's going on, the car's in flames. What made you jump into a burning car? I mean, was it instinct? Did you hesitate?
Well, actually, it was my wife. I was just driving by, and she's the one that told me somebody was in the car. She could see somebody hunched over in the smoke. And from that point, it was just nobody's around, nobody's stopping. The guy could possibly burn to death. So I just went up that on-ramp you see in front of the car there, drove up the on-ramp and ran through the grass there, and opened the door and told him he had to get out. And he said he had to make a phone call. He seemed a little disoriented, and I said, you really got to get out of the car, and just grabbed him by his arm and pulled him out. And I was kind of worried what his reaction would be, and he was just smiled at me, and he said, really, I'm okay. And I said, you're Dick Van Dyke. And he says, well, yes, I am. Who are you? And I said, Jason. And he's all, nice to meet you, Jason. I said, let's walk away from the car.
Wow.
And he was just...
I can't even imagine it. Now, all right, so Kimberly, you're the one who pointed out that this man, who you didn't know who it was at the time, was trapped in this car. But did you expect your husband to jump out? I have to imagine it was pretty frightening for both of you.
You know, I was involved in an accident recently where somebody came to my rescue, and I have to say that you don't know what somebody is going to do when that moment arises. And when my husband acted so quickly to come to this gentleman's aid, we had no idea who he was. I was shocked, I was amazed, I was humbled, and I was so grateful to see him take action on somebody else's behalf the way that that was done for me. And I still am so moved that he did that, and of course, you know, for it to be Dick Van Dyke and for it to be somebody that all of us Americans love, that was just a bonus on top of it. But
well, you know what's really cool about that?
It was amazing to me.
And what's cool about that to me is the fact that it's getting so much attention. And look, it is a dangerous thing to do, and it's not for everybody to jump into a burning car. But it really gives an opportunity to highlight the fact that, hey, there are heroes in this world. Now you weren't the only ones who noticed this accident, because a lot of people obviously did call 911 and reported the fact that there's this car burning on the side of the freeway. Let's listen to a bit of that.
Hey there, I'm just calling. There's a car on fire on the 101 South.
I don't think he's aware it's on fire, and he's still in his vehicle.
It's fully engulfed in flames, or is it just smoking? What's going on?
Yeah, I didn't see the flames, but a lot of smoke, and it looks like there's still someone in the vehicle, and it was definitely engulfed in smoke.
Yeah, I mean, obviously nobody knew that it was Dick Van Dyke in the car. But Jason, you kind of glossed over this a bit. I need to know a little better. You said, hey, you're Dick Van Dyke, but really, what was the moment that it struck you? Were you already pulling him out of the car? What was going through your mind before you even said his name out loud?
No, what was going through my mind was he was an older gentleman, and when I figured out he didn't know what was going on, like, people called in, he was still sitting in there, I just grabbed him by his arm and pulled him. I was really worried about that. And then when he looked up and he smiled at me, he was definitely 100%. I was like, wow, you're Dick Van Dyke. But even then, at that point, I wanted to get away from the car. Living in LA, we see a lot of, you know, people in the media and on TV. So it really didn't sink in until I said, you know, you're okay, the police are here, I'm going to leave now. Shook his hand. And when I went and met my wife, and I said, that was Dick Van Dyke back there.
That is
and it
terrific.
Still took a little while.
Well, Jason and
it
Kimberly,
took him a moment to...
I'm sure. Yeah, we got to leave it at that. But I'm sure that it was just a stunning thing all around. And we thank you on behalf of a grateful nation for saving one of our legends.
Thank you.
All right. I want to bring in my guest co-host tonight, Natasha Curry. She's the host of HLN's Weekend Express. I mean, think about it, Natasha. You're driving down the freeway. You see a burning car. You jump in and rescue the person, and it's Dick Van Dyke.
I know. Holy chitty chitty bang bang. I mean, who knew? I mean, how many times do we just drive by like you said? And I'm so glad that Jason and Kimberly stepped in and did something. I mean, we know this guy from Mary Poppins and, you know, movies like that. Could never imagine being without him. It's amazing that they survived this, that he and his wife did. So, wow.